And good evening, everybody. I'm Peter O'Brien. I'm an independent consultant and area manager alongside my wife, Dinah O'Brien. We are a couple and we do work our business together. And this is the Risoli Nation's men's Zoom call. And Claire's been all over the world and is still going. So I'm going to sit in for her for the next few weeks or so. And we'll see how it goes from there. I might just take it over from her because she is so busy this time of year. Yeah, she just got back from Atlantis last week. She's going to Taiwan next week. I know she's got a trip to New York, not in the very near future here, and then Maui. She'll be on the beach in Maui for the MVP trip. And if you're a guest, I don't think we have guests, but if you're a guest, you'll need to find out what that is all about because it's awesome. And so I'm not going to take up a lot of time, only to say that, whether you're here to support a significant other, whether you're here and hearing this message to find a business for yourself that you're looking for significant income, I just want to tell you that you've come to the right place. The opportunity is limitless, and there is something in this for everyone. Whatever you might be looking for, there's something here. And I love doing the men's Zoom call for a couple reasons. One, we have great guests. A couple of weeks ago, we had Jerry Rosenthal. Before that, we had Roger De La Rosa, who was great. And prior to Jerry, I think we had Dylan Dreiling as well. And tonight we have a gentleman that has, great life experience, has great success in life in the things that he has done, and just brings a different perspective. And I love his presentation. It's so calming and reassuring, and that's really the other thing that I love about doing the men's call is not only the diversity of people that we see, but we all come here for the same. We all come here because we have the same values. We have the same desires for accomplishment or achievement or helping others, whatever it might be. You have to have all those things to be successful in Arbonne, and we come here for that. And when we come here and hear a message from a guest like we have tonight, we know that there's power in numbers. And that, hey, if someone else can do it, then I can do it too. And let's band together and all move forward together. And that's what I love about this. And so our guest tonight is a gentleman that is an accomplished writer and has been for many years. And Bill, I'll let you, share your story and your Arbonne presentation tonight. And so let me turn it over to Bill Taub.
Great. Thank you so much. And you know what? Even though we're few in numbers, I love the fact that there are women on here now, because the truth of the matter is, this is a wide open field for men. And I know the posters don't look like that, but it is. And I get approached so often because, yes, I am very, positive about everything. I mean, because I know this is a world we live in. I'm in the entertainment business where it's very easy to be negative. It's very easy to be cynical. It's very easy to, realize how difficult something is. The truth of the matter is, when you get right down to it, they're not. These are not businesses of geniuses. I don't care what the business is. All right. Anybody can do it. Just look at politics. The thing is that, you know what? If a woman comes up to me and they have a lot of time, say, would you please talk to my husband? Would you please talk to my boyfriend? Would you? Because, there's this resistance when they look at the pictures and they look at the makeup and they look at stuff like that. And they go like, hey, this is a girly thing. And I'm here to tell you, it's not. It has gotten better and better for men. So let me start. I'm going to share my screen. And the first thing I'm going to talk about, which is going to be the least amount of time I spend, is going to be me. So I am a television writer, producer, consultant, author. I'm from New York. I was in the advertising business before I came out here, but I always wanted to get into television, and so I did. I've always been on the creative side. I never was on the business side of anything other than what it had to do with the cost of what I'm creating. And so that's my business, and that's my main business. And it's fun because I've reached the stage where I can just do projects I want to work on. I wrote a book on television writing, which I think you can see here is called Automatic Pilot. And it's also very encouraging. Writers come up to me all the time and say, the one thing we like about your book, it's very encouraging. I say, yeah, it should be. You could do it. You know, you could do it. So that's what I do. I consult, I teach. We live in Los Angeles now. My wife has been in Arbonne for 4.5 years. And I watched it from the beginning, and I've seen it evolve. And I joined about a year and a half ago because I saw that I could reach a different demographic, and also that, you know, I would present differently. And so I said, you know what? The products are more for men now. Let me see if I can't jump in and do it. She's an area manager. I'm a district manager, and the race is on for the Mercedes. So let me bring up my PowerPoint presentation. There we go. I love doing the graphics with all of this stuff because it gives me something to do, and it also gives me a cue. All right. First, now you know about me, I'm going to talk a little bit about Arbonne. Arbonne is a fantastic opportunity. It's a combination of fantastic opportunities. As I said, I'm out of advertising. So when I looked at Arbonne, when I realized what Arbonne was, when I understood Arbonne, I realized that it's really two different platforms thrown together. It's the network marketing and it's the products. Now, the products are great, and I'll get to that. And the network marketing, to me, is absolutely the perfect business model for the digital age. Absolutely perfect. It's all on the internet. Peter knows. We work 6, soon to be 7 countries from our kitchen table. There is no brick and mortar. It's just internet. And believe me, when Arbonne started, the internet wasn't even in anybody's radar. So here is the story of Arbonne. It's basically a 40-year-old company. People say it's 36, but this gentleman here, Peter Mork, who is in Switzerland, Arbonne to be exact, which is how Arbonne got its name, wanted safe skin products for his family, his friends, the women. All right. So he, being a botanist and knowing the best in the field, he said to them, look, can you make me a product or help me come up with a product for skincare that would really be free of all the toxins, free of all the things. And as soon as something goes into a store, as we learned, it has preservatives in it. So that's not good. So his friend said, yeah, sure, I can help you come up with that. It took him 5 years to come up with the formula for the skincare. So that's why they say, well, Arbonne really started in 1980, but there was a lot of pre-production, as we would say, involved. And he came up with, it started with 17 products. As I say, it is so genius. He didn't even realize what it could become. It's sort of like the world that he envisioned or could try to envision happened. Because when he started and when people jumped on board to do Arbonne in the 80s, there was no internet. There were fax machines, there were telephones, you know, and there were those things. The thing that really has helped Arbonne explode now is the internet. It is now a $550 million company, which is the same size as Clinique. And it's only in 6 countries, soon to be 7, whereas most of the other companies that have already, grown have been in over 100 countries. In 2006, Arbonne went into Canada, 2007 in Australia, and this is the CEO now. And I love talking about the executive staff, because the one thing that's great about Arbonne in terms of a company is because they're network marketing, they have a lot of money that they can devote to the development and improvement of their product and to give to their staff, executives, and everything else. And again, the consultants. So she's great, but I don't like to make this a cult of personality. They have great teams behind them, absolutely, because the best want to work with her and want to work with Arbonne. They know whatever candy store they want to be in, they can play. And that's what Arbonne encourages. We have Dr. Peter McTravis, who's the genius behind all of the formulations, and Michael Domenio, who is the creative head, who comes up with a lot of stuff. So, as Peter said, we now are, this year, we went into New Zealand in June, and just next month, well, no, I guess it's this month now, November 1st, we're going into Taiwan. And it's really very exciting because every time we go into a country, it's a clean slate. And we have a great story. The Arbonne story is absolutely fantastic in terms of the products. But even better than that, I like the business model of Arbonne. The business model of Arbonne is network marketing. They have 400 products, 250 products. Like I said, they started with 17. Since it started 35 years ago, they now have 250 products, for every demographic, every style. We say 400 because if they have like 50 lipsticks, that becomes 50 products because they have 50 SKU numbers and stuff like that. So it's really doing, and they keep growing. And I joined basically because last year they came out with an exercise line, and then they have a nutrition line. And I love those things. And those things are a way in for me with men. Men love to hear about that stuff. And more men now are getting to realize about skincare. And so this is the men's line of skincare. And it's fantastic. In fact, we kid about it. When my wife first started this 4.5 years ago, I said to her, well, you know what? I'll buy a shampoo. All right, I'll buy a shampoo. I now use more products than she does. And that's the way it is, because everything I try, I find is just terrific. So, and then of course you keep reordering them. And that's the beauty of it. So this is the networking marketing business model. In traditional retail, you go through all these steps: wholesaler, warehouse, sales force, retailers. It started with the manufacturer and you wind up with the consumer. And there is a cut to be paid to all these steps, which means one of two things has to happen. If it's a really high-end product that starts here, by the time it gets here, it's unaffordable. Okay? So you really have a high-end product that's unaffordable because it goes through all these steps. Or either that, or you have a lower-end product that's fairly priced. With network marketing, and what Arbonne takes advantage of, because all it does is goes from the manufacturer through people like Peter and myself to the consumer. That's it. All these steps are cut out. So you wind up with a higher quality product, the highest quality you could possibly get, and at an affordable price, because all this has been cut out. What is cleverer than that? It is all due to the internet. And as I tell people, it's not a direct comparison, but just think of Amazon. It comes from Amazon, only they're not a manufacturer, and it gets shipped to your door. And that's it. So when you do Arbonne, the business, you don't have to do the business, but I certainly do recommend it. When you do Arbonne as a business, there are 4 ways you can make money. You get straight commissions, off of product that people buy, not necessarily that you sell, because as you build a team, you will see that you get money from your team, which is what overrides are about. If you build a team and you train people and you teach them to do what they want to do and you help them get there, Arbonne says to you, thank you for taking the time to train this person so that we can get more volume into our business. We're going to give you a cut of that from our piece of the pie, not from theirs. And the way they divide everything up is always on a 65-35 basis. 65% goes to Arbonne, 35% gets divvied up between the consultants. And then they have a Mercedes-Benz cash bonus program, which I will tell you about in a little bit. And then they have cash bonuses. So they're very, very generous. And as Peter said, Claire, Risoli Nation, who's on our way to becoming Risoli Universe, just came back from Atlantis. They give you trips. They give you gifts. They take very, very good care of their people because they have to. That is their only conduit they have between their business and the public. So here are the levels. Only 4 levels of compensation. All right? The first, everybody starts out the same. We're a business of one. Everybody starts out the same, and then we grow. little by little. The first level is district manager, which I'm at. And it took me probably closer to 5. But it's strictly up to you. I mean, it's strictly performance-based. Some people could do it in 3 weeks. Some people can do it in 11 months. It doesn't matter. You're going to get there. There is no magic to it. It's just do it. Like people, talk to people, tell them about it. You're not selling. I don't consider myself a salesman. I consider myself an educator. I'm helping people understand what they do with their health, and I'm helping people understand how they can make a residual income to follow their passions, and particularly in the entertainment industry, where people love doing things that they're never going to get money for. And this is the way that they subsidize it. The next level is area manager, and that's my wife. She's at this level, and she did it pretty quickly. She did it probably in about 8-9 months. And these are just averages of money. Some, as you see, there are plus signs here. They make a lot more, or they can make less. It's up to you. But at this level, you have an asset. You have your own business. You can will it to whoever you want. You can will your business at this level, and the person who your beneficiary is, they can either build it or just collect. But they're not starting at ground zero. They're starting from being an area manager. So this is really a terrific thing when you realize you have an asset to will. The next level is regional vice president. And this is where the Mercedes comes in. Besides the money that grows, and it's anywhere from $5,000 up, I've heard 10, 12, who knows, 1 to 3 years. At this level, Arbonne says to you, you know what? We're going to give you a really nice car that you can go out and get. The only criteria is it has to be white and it has to be a Mercedes. And we're going to give you $800 a month to go out, get whatever of those kinds of cars at that color you want, lease it, buy it, do whatever it is, and you've got $800 a month to do it. If you find that you get a car that you can lease for like $500 a month or $600 a month, you can pocket the $200 and either use that for insurance or gas or maintenance or whatever, and that's yours. If you say, you know what, I want the $1,200 Mercedes, it's going to cost you $400 a month, okay? And then when you reach the executive regional vice president level, and all that means is you've promoted somebody who's on your team to become a regional vice president. And at that point, Arbonne says to you, thank you again. Here's a $100,000 life insurance policy. Really nice. They are very generous. The last level, it's so easy, this business plan, is national vice president. And at that there is no cap. There is absolutely no cap. It says $21,000 plus. There are people who are making $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 a month because it's strictly up to you and the team you build. And you don't even know the team you build. You might know 6 people on your team, and there might be 1,500 people on your team around the world. And at that level, you get an extra $200 towards your Mercedes, so it's now $1,000 a month. But I think at that level, you can afford the difference. The products, the business is great, and it's also great because the products are great. So you put the two of those together, and it's dynamic. You know, you can have Arbonne without the networking business model. You can have the networking business model without Arbonne. You put them together, and it's explosive. The Arbonne advantages is that they have unique products. And the one thing I look for when I was in advertising is what's the uniqueness about this product? Even if we had to make it up, even if we had like Pepsi-Cola and Coca-Cola, we had to say, oh, blind taste tests told us that Pepsi tastes better or whatever, or the bottle is bigger or whatever. You always had to make up a reason that this was better than everything else. Arbonne has that organically because they only use the best of science, nature, and technology. That's all they were. They get the best ingredients, plant-based, botanically inspired formulas, and it's built on the Swiss heritage to European standards. And the European standards, and this was an education for me, is really one of the most important things about Arbonne as a product line, because in Europe, the standards are very simple. A manufacturer can't put anything into a product that hasn't been proven safe. So they are now banning like 1,300, 1,400, 1,200 elements, chemicals, whatever it might be, from their products, from their skincare products. They have national health. They have a vested interest in preventive medicine. The United States standards are the exact opposite. A manufacturer can put anything in a product they want until it's proven not safe, which can take decades. In the United States, there are probably, I've heard anywhere from 8 to 12 chemicals and stuff that are banned. It's not great, particularly in the United States. So know that we are vegan certified, gluten-free, kosher, and many things more. The thing that is great about Arbonne is not only what's in them, it's what's not in them. They don't have any animal products or byproducts, artificial flavors, sweeteners, benzene, on and on and on. And that is what also makes them superior to every other product. Now, other products can say, well, we're natural. Okay, let's examine that. There is an industry called rendering, which takes animals, roadkill, too sick for the food chain, whatever it might be. And they are sent to rendering plants where they are boiled down and a scum comes up on the top and like chicken soup. And that's ladled off or whatever they do with it. And it's put into skincare products as fillers. And that's what's in them. And they can still call it natural because animals are natural. So here's the great things about Arbonne. Hypoallergenic, certified vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, soy-free. The protein they use is pea protein, organic, dairy-free, paraben-free. Parabens have been linked to breast cancer. Botanically based and mineral oil-free. Mineral oil is basically oil. So what's the business? You now know how great the products are. You know how great the business model is in theory. So what do you have to do? As I said, we tell, we don't sell. So the first thing you do is you look in your medicine chest because we use these products every day, whether they be shampoos or toothpaste or whatever it might be. We stop buying from CVS or Rexall or wherever you buy from, a store-bought product that has preservatives in it because it's on a shelf and it has to last there for 5 or 10 years. So you stop doing that. You buy from Arbonne and use the Arbonne products, and you can buy as a consumer, or you can buy as it's your own business, and the discounts you get will be different. But it's also a great thing to do because you're going to start referring them to people, and that's what it's about. So you stop using those, you start using Arbonne, and then you start telling people about it. You start sharing it with people. You find people, and you say, you find people who say, you know what? I need an extra stream of income, or I would love to have some extra money, or I'm really concerned about my health. I know I've spoken to so many people who say, I know, the stuff I'm putting on myself and giving to my kids and my family is not great. It came from the store. And most of them don't even know about Arbonne. And that's the thing that I also love because I'm out of advertising. And I always look for an opportunity that's not saturated. And when I came to Arbonne, besides being so good and besides the network marketing and everything else, 95% of the people didn't even know it existed. You'd say Arbonne to them, and I was one of them. They'd say, what's that? So I consider that an absolutely windfall as a business model. This is how you build your network. This is my wife. She started here. I'm with her now. So you start with one. And you start building people who will want to do the same as you. And they will tell people about it, and they will become clients, and you just start building out the team. And as it grows, your income grows. And the nice thing about the income is it's residual. Now, I'm out of entertainment. I know what residual is. That is simply you get paid again and again and again for work you've done. I'm still getting paid on shows that I wrote 30 years ago. Not big checks, but I'm getting paid on them. And they come in and I don't even know they're coming in. So because people go online and order their own products when they sign up, You don't even know they're ordering, but Arbonne pays you again and again every time they order. So you could be on the beach, you could be, on vacation, or you can just say, I'm not working this week, and you'll still get paid. And we know people who've not been able to work because they were sick or something happened. And you know what? Getting those checks was very, very helpful. So why Arbonne? Why now? It's got everything going for it. It's like when I looked at it, I said, what is to say no to? They are consumable products, as I said. People like them. They have to reorder them. These are not steak knives. These are not glasses. These are not, a water filter thing or whatever it might be. They continually order them. So that's fantastic as a business model. Then health and wellness. That's the biggest sector to be in the world. Everybody in the world is interested in health and wellness. It's huge from all ages, all demographics, the ability to leverage time. This is also good because of the internet and because of the way Arbonne works, because we say this is part-time, that you do in and about everything else you're doing. If you work 10 hours a week and you get somebody else to work 10 hours a week on your team and somebody else and somebody else and somebody else, and you have 10 people on your team working 10 hours a week, you are now getting remunerated for 110 hours, and you are only working 10. And this is the baby, internet-based. Like I said, I live in cyberspace. I teach online through UCLA. My students are all over the world. I do it from wherever I am. You can do this business wherever you are with only a smartphone. That's it. So here's how you can join. Here are 3 ways. One is you can host a party. Just say, you know what? I'll invite some friends over. You come over. You do your presentation just like I did now. And that'll be great. And Arbonne will give you product for that. And you might say, you know what? This is really working out well. I have product now. So maybe I can go up and I like the product. I'll become a client. And you can start being a client. You can be a client at the retail level, which why anybody would want to do that, I don't know. But then you pay right from the catalog, retail price. Or you can become a preferred client where you get the discounts and the rewards and everything else like that. And it only costs you $20 a year. It's like a Costco card. It only costs you $20 a year to enter. And then you're there and you can continually order and continually get rewards and discounts for everything for the rest of the year. Or if you prefer, since you're going to tell people about it anyway, you might as well become an independent consultant. For $79, you will wind up with your own website. Arbonne does everything for you. You don't have to do any accounting. You don't do any delivering. You don't stock any products. You don't do anything like that. All you do is bring in people who are interested in the product and purchase their product, and that's it. And from that, you'll get a check, and handsome checks as the time goes on. So it's a simple story. It's a really simple story. A great business model coupled with a fantastic, product line and company and everything else that's just globalizing now. So they've got a long way to grow, which, as I said before, is a fantastic opportunity. So we say to you, dream big. You got something you want to do? You'll be able to do it someday if you can find yourself getting a residual income. I know many, many music people, many writers, actors, stuff like that, who love doing this business so that they can pay for their music careers or pay for their writing or pay for this. They don't have to worry about doing something that'll get them a paycheck, and that'll change from year to year. So I came into this business. I came into the entertainment business when people said, what are you doing? That's crazy. I said, you know what? When I look ahead, I really don't want to have to say in 10, 15, 20 years, I wish I had. I'd rather it not work out. I'd rather I don't like it. I'd rather any number of things happen. It's not what I thought it was, anything like that, than say, I wish I had. I felt the same way about Arbonne. I didn't want to look down the road and say, damn, I should have done this 5 years ago. because the truth of the matter is it costs nothing to do it. It really is. It's performance-based. You can own your own business. The business will go with you, and it costs you $79 plus the cost of whatever product you need to get so you can give people samples. Now, when you work on the internet like we work now, and I show people, I say, look, if you're working 6 countries, you're not taking people for coffee. You're not giving them product. So all I can say to you is don't look back and say, I wish I had, and know that rather than saying, what if this doesn't work? Why don't you ask yourself, what if it does? Thanks. That's it.
Very good, Bill. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your style, your input, your experience, and the message. Quite frankly, we just heard you talk about how the products are great, how the network marketing business model is really the wave of the future. The history of the company that you talked about with Peter Mort going back 40 years, and I like that you do that because hey, it's been that long that he's been working on this, and what a visionary he was. And to your point, I don't know if he quite saw what was going to come.
No,
but he was at he was ahead of his time.
Well, just thinking green.
Yeah, he was thinking green. Absolutely.
He was thinking green when all I knew that was green was Kermit.
Exactly. There you go. Well, and I love the business model, and that's what drew me in was the business model. And you just touched on the residual income that to me is enormous. And so for, everybody out there that's going to hear this message, thank you so much for what you bring to them. Also, I would just, ask, you have to stop and think what's important to you. Is it to be debt-free? Is it to be pay off student loans? Is it to save for college? Is it to save for retirement, buy a home, buy a second home, whatever that might be? Is it to help others that might be in your family or outside of it? Because all of that can be accomplished here. And so the final question, and we'll wrap up like this, and I always love posing this question because people, then kind of react to it, hopefully in a positive way here. And it's, are you working another plan right now that can accomplish all of those things that Bill just talked about? Because if you're not working today, a plan that can get you to a 6-figure income and the monthly income that Bill talked about, with all of the advantages that you talked about, the digital age and a different product, are you working a plan right now that has those components? If not, then you need to get back to the person that sent this to you. You need to say, show me more, tell me more, let's get going with this thing. And for those of you that are already independent consultants, you need to get back to your team and say, hey, let's get going. Let's be all in and go. And so, Bill, again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on tonight.
My pleasure. I love it.
Yeah, good. I'm so glad you do, and we thank you for that. Just announcements. Next week, it's election night. We will not be on. We can compete with a baseball game, but not election night. Certainly not this election.
No, I don't. Yeah.
So be indoors. Be around people that you love. For election night next week, we won't be on. But 2 weeks. We have Clark Harrison will be on again, and Clark's message is wonderful, and his success is enormous and very exciting, so you'll want to be here for that. And then 2 weeks out, we have Ryan Templeman, a gentleman that we haven't had on before, but again, a spouse of a woman that is working the business very successfully, and he'll give his take on how the business has worked for them. Again, you'll love hearing from him. I've seen him before. So with that, we say thank you and good night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.